Oh, where did we leave off when I was in the chat?
We have no clue.
We
Damn.
went back. Basically, me and Holly went back and
You were talking about,
about
you were making a statement about last I had
pretty
L
much.
Resme,
It
but
pretty
you were
much
talking
it
about
was
how what the fuck was said? I'm trying to remember.
now it was pretty much about in
Going back to a
relationships.
conversation you guys had earlier. That's what you guys had.
Yeah, we were talking about relationships. Pretty much, what she was saying was like I made a point. Like I think it's harder to please females than it is pleasing men. I said men are more simpler. Like we're like big ass children. I said, but like somebody made a post and it said to please women, and it had like a laundry list of shit. I'm like, yo, this is kind of true. I never seen it from that aspect, from that point of view. I'm like, all right, shit, and that's what we basically left off at.
All right. So continuing off of that.
But Elliot just pulled up, made a point when I was saying pretty much, most women ain't going for certain jobs.
Yes. That is exactly where we left.
I'm literally worked up which ones that are basically basically one of the ones that are advancing our society. Which
and you also were talking about, if I'm not mistaken, L, you brought up the man that climbs up the skyscraper.
Yeah, so basically I'm looking up, I had to basically decide to research some of them. And so, do you know what the most dangerous job in the world is? It's mostly filled with men. Do you know what the most dangerous job in the world is?
What?
It's lumberjacking. Being a lumberjack is the most dangerous job in the world. Basically, carrying wood.
Pause.
By hearing what Tyler did, by Tyler the Creator's standpoints, I was about to say no homo, but you know, you like to make people sound gay before they even say a damn damn sentence.
Call me lumberjack because I wish a nigga would. That's why.
Yeah,
that's what you're about to say.
Ready? Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So basically, being a lumberjack is the most difficult job in the world, mainly because the terrain is unpredictable. Two, it doesn't matter if it's cold, wet, dry. Also, forest fires, especially around where the Washington State area, because my grandfather used to live there. The Washington State area.
So, being a lumberjack in the Washington State area, or being a lumberjack in general?
In general, like I'm just saying, in general, because he was telling me because he knows people from there. It's very unpredictable. The weather is unpredictable. The environment itself is unpredictable. You can have landslides, and you have to work with it. Heavy equipment. If it breaks, that's like millions of dollars. They literally have a gigantic, like literally a land dozer. It's not even a bulldozer. It's a land dozer worth $1 million. Like one piece, like $250,000 of heavy machinery, just to move dirt, just so that other freaking machines don't get stuck in like terrible freaking soil. So that's one of them. Second one is trash collectors. I was surprised that trash collectors were on there. Underwater welders. So oil field workers, deep sea fishermen, construction workers, and aircraft pilot and flight engineers. And most of those jobs make our world more comfortable. It makes it easy for everybody else. It doesn't mean that they don't pay well. It doesn't pay like I said, like a nurse. Like a nurse can pull certain hours and stuff like that, and she can go to a house. But if any of those type of jobs, if you f up one time, your life is over. But that's not continuous.
I'm waiting on that care package.
And it says, oh, that's sort of one of the most dangerous jobs in the world as well, because the animals can be, depending on what type of vet you can be, like you be like a zoologist, like basically a zoo, like like the zoologist and whatnot. How you don't know if the animal's gonna be predictable or not, because all animals are unpredictable.
You said a vet?
Yeah, like a zoologist, like a zoologist veterinarian, because they're very unpredictable. Oh, I find care package over there.
Spitfire. I'll grab it.
And you suck.
I need my motherfucking glasses. I can't see shit. Wow. I can't see shit.
Oh, Holly, push that lifeline. Ooh. Oh! She phased through. Ashes over here. Ow. Heal up. The Ashes behind her. But most of those, but they're saying based upon the animals that they're working with, the vet, those are one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, and a lot of people will take those jobs unless they are able to understand the risks. So basically, just me reading from like the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the top 8. Besides the vet,
Tell me what the top 8 are.
The top 8
Starting
is
at 1.
Lumberjack, trash collectors, underwater welders, oil field workers, roofers. That's pretty universal between the zoologists and the regular ones, because if you have a dog, that's going to be compliant.
After that,
deep sea fishermen and construction workers. It does continue, but the number 1, it says 91 reports of the workplace fatalities. Basically, they've been dying. An average worker, average workers die from 130.9 a year. This is based upon yearly. 139 men out of 100,000 workers die.
credible source. You gotta credit.
That's on Google. I'm looking on Google, and
what's the website?
rd.com/dangerous jobs, and you can keep going, and basically they can keep going with the 100 most dangerous ones.
Gotcha.
So those jobs that are the most dangerous, that make our world function, especially like the oil field workers, underwater welders, because a lot of people don't know this, the internet, it actually goes underwater. It's like a gigantic land cable that goes from the US all the way over to over to other countries.
I have to look more into that.
Yeah, so it's like a gigantic land cable, because it's like the heart, because the internet was made by the government to go from the US all the way over. So there's one big land cable that connects everybody to the internet, and that right there underwater, especially under like the Pacific Ocean and underneath the Atlantic Ocean, anything that happens to that one cable, people are going to be out of power, depending on the communication. And that also reason why Wi-Fi was. That's why satellites were also created, so that we wouldn't have the need to just rely on that one land cable. So it'd be like, if the server were to break, you could fix it, or like say welding underwater. Boat basically about to sink, send the welder, because they'll have boats that hold up other boats. Basically, bigger boat. But most of those jobs, people want a cushion job, but not a lot of people want to do that type of work. I'm just like saying, there's people who keep us alive, and there's people who keep us going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why someone was telling me that women keep men going, men keep it with the women alive.
And that's why I'm in favor. My kids, they have an option. They want to have an option. They want to go to college. They can go to college. That's cool. But I told myself I'm gonna make it my business to make them take up a trade, some type of fucking trade, skills that actually pay the bills, skills that actually really matters. You once upon a time you go to high school, and before you graduate high school, you will graduate being a licensed electrician, a licensed mechanic, a licensed mason, a licensed plumber, a licensed welder. You know what I'm saying? You'll leave these schools with skills that will be needed in the workforce. You gotta be mindful. All this other shit that we got right now is basically cosmetics. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you are a living human being on this fucking planet, pretty much you need 3 things to survive: food, shelter, water. Everything else is cosmetics. Internet, cable. Now the internet is a big part because hospitals and etc. But pretty much you need certain things now today.
I was gonna say, I don't think the internet would be considered nowadays as a cosmetic anymore.
I mean now, but if shit was to go